while the credit crisis in the Eurozone persists, confidence is building that U.S. economic growth will be able to weather the European storm. But is the stock market also on the road to recovery? Michael Vogelzang is the Chief Investment Officer of Boston Advisors. In late 2009, he told me that stocks could see a pullback of 10 to 15% and come back down to 900. We're not quite there yet, but Michael joining us from Boston now with his latest market forecast. Michael, you know, it's funny, I was looking at old interviews, and you did say that to me on December 23rd. You said, look for some kind of pullback in the spring. That's what we are getting now. Do you expect, though, some more retrenchment here?
Yeah, well, we kind of hope it doesn't go to 900. That would be a little more painful than we've seen so far. But yeah, I mean, we're looking really for a trading range probably through the summer. You know, the market's pulled back nicely. We've got some uncertainty here, of course, with the European Greece situation, and of course the Koreans are spatting at each other, maybe a bit more than that. And so there's plenty of nerves to go around, and I think that's been taken. We've seen that in the market. So. You know, we just think we're going to have a little more churning to do, mostly through the summer, to be able to set a base for us to make some money toward the end of the year.
Churning doesn't sound like you're too worried. And you know, when I think about Europe, I've had folks, you know, email me and say, you know, Europe is not just a thing that we got to kind of cross off a list. It's a bigger deal. Where are you? Is it just a thing in your world, or
yeah, no, it's believe me, Carol, we're plenty worried. That's not the issue. You know, there's plenty to be worried about, and I think we're trying to pay attention. The biggest impact we see from Europe, particularly on our portfolios as we manage them for our clients, is what the impact will be economically. So, for example, you know, the earnings question for those companies in the U.S. that have big exposures in Europe. You know, McDonald's is the poster child now, but there's plenty of others. There's PACCAR, there's Dow Chemical, there's 3M. You know, on and on. Companies like Carnival Cruise Lines has a big exposure to Europe. So there's all kinds of companies that have significant exposure, and we're starting to see the worry creep into some of the estimates and some of the analyst community looking at that and wondering if the European weakness won't translate into some weakness in the stocks here.
And you think it will?
Yeah, we think it will. I mean, it makes some sense. I mean, the situation in Europe is very fluid, and they seem to be a bit behind us in terms of dealing with their current fiscal and financial crisis at the moment. And theirs is more of a currency crisis. But you know, we definitely see worries and potential impacts here in the United States.
You say currency crisis, but you know, don't you mean banking crisis?
Well, it's a banking crisis, but at the heart of it, it's a currency crisis about the euro. I mean, we're really talking about the definition and structure of fiat currencies, and I think with the debt levels and the price of gold, particularly over the last number of years, and even recently, clearly it's a question about fiat currencies in general.
All right, so let me just ask you, Michael, because we've just got a few seconds left here. So, in terms of investments at this point, where would you suggest folks put their money?
Well, you know, it's a tough question for a trading range market, and we're trying to be a little more defensive. We've lowered our position size, being our exposure to the markets a little bit. We're trying to be a little more cautious here as the summer because we do think there could be some unexpected surprises. But we're clearly looking toward the end of the year for a pretty good sized rally.
So 5 seconds. Cautious mean cash in your view? Just quickly.
No, just within our portfolios, we're trying to be a little more cautious in some of the names we own.
All right, got it. Hey, Michael, got to run, but thank you so much.
Thanks, Carol.
Michael Vogelzang, Chief Investment Officer of Boston Advisors.